what were your conversations like about the music? I mean, these sweeping melodies are very bold.
Yeah, I loved working on that film so much, and it was a really weird time because it was 2020, and I did it all from my studio in the countryside in England, and the director was in New York and the producers were in New York, so it could have been really weird, but actually it was just a really lovely experience. And I felt like in a way I felt that it had to be quite bold, and it had to kind of sell the idea in a way, because it was so crazy. And so it felt like it had to have this, I don't know, slightly heightened realm. Like I wanted it to feel like really, sweeping. And I just wanted people to feel like carried away, in this slightly crazy, fantastical, bewitching world. And I felt like the music couldn't really give anything away. I wanted the music to just kind of be quite straight in a way. And I think that luckily Patrick Shanley really loved melody, and so I tend to write very melodic music. That's my, that's how I seem to write. So I felt like I was able to have melody really sing out, and have these strong melodies, which was really liberating. I think I came up with the main kind of themes really early, actually. And it was one of those jobs where I'd actually kind of pitched on it and written some stuff, and then it didn't go my way and ended up kind of going away. And then they tempt it with the some of the themes that I'd written. And so when it kind of came back round, those themes were already part of the film. So in some ways, it was a really lovely job to jump onto, because it was like those main themes were already in the fabric of the film. So I could just kind of build on them. And then there were some really fun cues, like the kind of open the shutters and all the, with the storm and I just remember that nothing was too much, and I just remember John just being like, more, I just want, and it was a really fun thing to write something that you knew couldn't be too over the top or couldn't be too big or too dramatic. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that section of the film, because I'd not really done anything like that before.
So you have this gift. I've interviewed many composers and I always ask, I'm a composer myself. So I always am trying to steal your tricks. But one thing I've noticed about you that you have a real gift for is not only the gift for melody and big melodies and melodies that stick, almost like pop hooks in the same spirit, let's say, but they don't step on the dialogue. And I'm wondering if that's a conscious thought that you have, or do you ever go over the line and find yourself pulling back? Because I find that to be personally challenging, to write a strong melody that then doesn't.
And fear.
Yeah.
I think I have a thing about melody where I like it to be as simple as possible. So it's like, I don't like grace notes. I don't like notes that don't need to be there. So I'm very minimal in the amount of notes I'll have. So I don't like things to kind of be prettied up too much, or like, oh, we can do, I just like, and I guess that is quite almost like a pop thing or an anthemic, I like things that I'll always just try and take away notes to keep like the melody with the least amount of notes. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but that's just something that I definitely.
No, it makes sense.
I like to simplify everything. I think if you have anything that's too fussy or moving around too much or too busy, it pulls your ear away. Whereas if you have something that's just quite, and also I tend to do more motif type melodies that repeat, rather than anything that's changing all the time or doing too much. They're just really simple. I think they're just really simple is the thing.
Does it come down to just trial by error and taste?
Yeah, I think exactly that. I think it's you can't pinpoint and you can't even, I'm definitely not methodical in how I write, or, I don't know like the chord progression I'm going to use or how many notes is going to be, like I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, oh, that was a great 7-note melody. And I was like, da, 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 da. I was like, oh yeah, it's 7 notes. But I mean, I would never break things down in that way. I just respond to what I see. And then there'll be sometimes, I'll have written a melody that I love, but it just doesn't work on the, you put it to the picture and you're like, oh, why doesn't that work? It just doesn't, so you can't use it. So yeah, it's definitely trial and error. And then there'll be something that will just stick. And actually with Wild Mountain Thyme, there was just this one thing that I'd written, and I remember writing it, and it was for this big kind of montage of Rosemary's mother dying and lots of, this kind of going through a season. And it was very emotional. And I just wrote something and I thought, oh, well, that's great, but that's probably only ever going to work in that moment. And that we'll just hear that once, that's just going to be a kind of your one-time theme. And then it ended up everywhere because it just worked so well to the picture. And I just remember John being like, oh, I want it here, I want it here. And it was funny. And it just like took the picture, took it, it was just really interesting, even in lighter moments, even in kind of slightly funny moments, even in romantic moments, sad moments. And sometimes you find one of those little hooks and, it's like a key to the film and you go, oh, okay, that's the key. And rather at the time, it was really clear to me what that was. It took a while, but once I had it, it was really useful.
It's almost like it's like the DNA.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
Which I noticed with Mr. Malcolm's List right off the bat. It seems as though in the opening, you've set the entire tone. I mean, you've got these, the sweeping landscape shots in the countryside, the rolling hills, and it's a period piece in the 1800s. And, there's a lot of information there, right?
Yeah.
To set the mood. And I feel like your opening music is just so grand, but it covers what I feel like might be all the building blocks of the DNA of the movie. So sort of what you're getting into.
Yeah.